as we all know, there is a fourth Dark Rider called Elise or Nihili. But other than her name, we don't really know anything about her. Chances are that this is an entirely new character that we haven't seen before. But that's no fun, is it? So, I have an alternative theory. First things first, a lot of people seem to have the misconception that Darko is a Dark Rider, but he's not. He is Mr. Sand's subordinate. There are 4 Dark Riders and we have yet to uncover who the 4th one is. So okay, what do we know about this 4th Dark Rider? Well, her name is either Elise or Nihili, or even both under different aliases. She has previously been referred to as both, but the dialogue where she was mentioned has been changed so that she's now only referred to as Nihili. Other than that, Darko mentions how she can cause discord within the group, which gives us a clue about what kind of person she is. We also know that her dark horse is at the Dark Core headquarters, meaning that she probably doesn't have a horse at the moment. So that's all the information we have to work with. Now, there are quite a few female characters that are rather stuck up or mean, which makes them more likely to be antagonists in the SSO story. For example, Loretta, Anastasia Silverglade, and Lilith. But there's this one character that kinda sticks out to me because she fits so much better into the role of the 4th Dark Rider compared to these other characters. I'm talking about a woman that is cold, unfair, and hungry for power. A woman that is feared by her own people, hates everything that is cute, and who has already been in contact with Dark Core. Yes, I'm talking about Miss Drake. Think about it. She definitely can cause discord. We know that she loves being in a position of power, and pretty much everyone fears her and thinks she's pure evil. I mean, come on, she hates kittens. Who does that? She also says that she hates riding, so obviously she doesn't have a horse at the moment, which again fits because her dark horse is at the headquarters. Moving on, we don't actually know her first name, so it could be Elise or Nihili for all we know. And while we're already at it, her name is Miss Drake, not Mrs. Drake, which means that she's not married. There's no mention of family either. This doesn't necessarily prove anything, but the fact that we don't know anything about her background and she seems to have little to no relations, that makes her a good candidate for the 4th Dark Rider. Let me also point out how she's important enough to have her own character page in the journal. And yeah, I know there are some characters in the journal that are not very important, but keep in mind how few characters we actually have in it. Miss Drake was an existing character when they added the journal, which means that her being in it was a conscious choice by the team. And she's not even the most important person in GED. Mr. Campbell is the one who runs it, so shouldn't he be there as well? What is it that makes Miss Drake so special? Some of the characters in the journal have also turned out to be important after all, such as Ryan and Justin, so this could very well happen to Miss Drake. And lastly, of course, we know that she's getting increasingly involved with Dark Core. And even before she got in touch with them, GED has been surprisingly important to the main story. Like the mineral they're after, Draconium. That's from the meteor showers back in the day, isn't it? Herman has also been suspicious of them for a long time, and as we all know, he's a great ally of the Keepers of Aideen. I think it's clear that GED has always been relevant to the main story, and if Miss Drake turned out to be the 4th Dark Rider, it would all come full circle. Of course, this theory does have a few holes in it, but I'm gonna do my best to explain how this could still work out. First of all, we have seen her talking to Darko, and she seemed pretty clueless about Dark Core's business. But this can be explained. You see, we don't know when the 4th Dark Rider was last involved in a mission to free Garnock, and for that reason there's a fair chance that she has never met or heard of Darko. She might not even know that much about Dark Core, because the company was first established in the late 1800s, and she could very well be out of the picture by then. If she doesn't really get along with the other Dark Riders, then it would make sense why she hasn't kept up with her business for all these years. I mean, they did try to replace her with Justin, so it sounds like she's been pretty much out of the picture for a long time. Keep in mind that we haven't even heard about this fourth Dark Rider until recently, so it honestly sounds natural for her to be kind of disconnected from the group and need time to catch up when it all comes down to it. But there's also a bigger problem with this theory, and that is that we don't have any evidence that Miss Drake has any form of magical abilities. I can come up with two possible explanations though, the first one being that she simply hides it. For all we know, magic could be a contributing factor to her becoming so powerful and feared. We just haven't had any opportunities to see it for ourselves. After all, we haven't had that many quests with her, and there haven't been any situations where it would be natural for her to use magic. But hey, they say there's a witch in Devil's Gap, so who knows, maybe it's been Miss Drake all along. The other possibility is that she straight up stopped using magic. I mean, if she really hasn't been involved with the others for centuries, then I don't imagine she'd keep up her magical skills for very long. She'd probably need some training when returning to the dark side, but if she is the true fourth Dark Rider, then I imagine it'll come back to her rather quickly and she'd still be a threat to us in the final battle. We don't really have a lot of information to work with on this case, but this is definitely something I think works out pretty well. Again, it's very possible that the fourth Dark Rider will be an entirely new character, but if she's not, if she is a character already in the game, then I can't think of a better candidate than Miss Drake. So that would be the end of this theory, and I would like to know from you guys, do you think it's possible that Miss Drake is the fourth Dark Rider, or do you think it's gonna be a new character? Is there anyone else who could fit the description? Leave all of your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, if you did, I'll see you around. Bye!